it's time to show the next run, which is Zemu coming in to play Ocarina of Time Randomizer. He'll be doing the weekly settings for for the week. So he'll take it away in just a second.
Give quick and dirty explanation of what a randomizer is in case you don't know. There's so much to talk about, so I want to do most of it during the run. But basically, there's a bunch of checks in this game that you get from permanent flags. So opening a chest, talking to an NPC. There's a bunch of things you get from the game, and all those things are put into a giant pool and redistributed randomly. So, the layout of the game is normal. If you're familiar with this game, it looks very similar, but I don't know where anything is. So, that's the quick and dirty of it. So, without further ado, let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so I start with a random age and a random save warp location. This is actually pretty good, because we're right here. Goron Pottery is first. These are... Death Mountain Crater. I'm going to write some of these down. These are Gossip Stones, and they will give us hints. Bigeron is a scale. I don't like that one, because that might be required. What was that? Kakariko. So we're going to go over to the Pedestal of Time, and it's going to tell us where our medallions are. So the dungeon rewards are redistributed, but amongst themselves. I'm never going to find a medallion or a stone anywhere except in a dungeon. There are settings to do that. I overdid it. Okay. But the goal is to get all 6 medallions, and that will let us get to Ganon's castle and defeat Ganon. So I got the Serenade of Water. When you get the Force Medallion and you go back to the Pedestal of Time, you will get a song. And that's another thing that I should mention real quick, is the songs, just like the medallions and stones, they are redistributed amongst themselves. And songs in this game are really, really good. I will be going to song checks early and often because, I got a song that will warp me to the lake, and I can just go there whenever I want without traveling in the overworld. That's pretty good. This is another song. Ooh. Oh, so you might have noticed that we started with 2 songs. One of the songs is Prelude of Light to Warp to the Temple of Time. You always get that. 30 Skulls is Mirror. Also don't like that. I'm gonna peek at this. Okay, that's nothing. And we're gonna save warp. 30 Skulls is Mirror. So yeah, sorry, I'm just blanking. There's a lot of information I just took in, and I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. But yeah, the songs are really good. Oh, yeah, sorry. We got the Prelude at the beginning, and we got another song, the Requiem of Spirit, to warp to the desert. One of those songs is the Zelda's Lullaby check. In the early iterations of Randomizer, everyone just went to the Zelda check as the first thing because it requires certain time of day and it's a song that's available with no items. And that's sort of the least rando thing you can do, is just have a metagame where everyone does the same thing at the beginning. So they just gave it to us. And then the song check that wasn't a song was the Prelude. That is one of their newest settings. Everyone just gets that song, and one of the song checks just isn't a song. So we got that out of the way. Now all the song checks are going to be songs. I'm heading over to Kakariko Village. This is one of the places early in the game where you can get a bunch of checks without many items. So one of the hot spots for sure is to go to Kakariko super early. You might notice that the Central Pillar of Water Temple is a small key. That means we can maybe skip Iron Boots, because we do have to do Water Temple. Alright, you might not know there's money in this, and you can jump up and grab this. Taking a little bit of a weird route, but it's the quickest way to get through Kakariko while getting all the checks. I'm going to peek up here. That is a slingshot. I'm going to attempt to jump up here. It didn't work, but other ways. Normally you're supposed to like go through here and use Song of Time, but you can just kind of do some glitchless jumps. Grab this. And then we'll go play a song for this guy, and he'll teach us a song. Saria's song. Okay. So we're going to talk to this lady. She's going to give us a cucko, but it's actually a bow. That's pretty good. So she's only there during the day. That's another thing we're going to have to look out for is time of day routing. I'm not going to pick up some small things like 5 rupees. There's like a little fanfare, so it wastes a little bit of time to do that. So now that we got a bow, we can go play this mini game. Hopefully I don't embarrass myself. Aiming on VC is a little tougher. It's like hard baked into the system that the dead zone is much bigger, which makes it harder to make precise movements. Just, you know, copium in advance for why I can't do the mini games or aim or other precise movements. Alright, so now we are heading over to the graveyard because there's another bunch of checks here. We don't have Zelda's Lullaby, which would let us get another song here. It's one thing that you want to do in Randomizer is you want to go to places with a lot of checks. So a lot of, you know, chests, items, whatever. And a way to sort of mess you up later in the game is to get a lot of checks in one place and leave very few. So I'm going to leave, I think, 2 checks here. And that means the graveyard is going to be a bad place to go, but it's going to have items. I'm going to roll here, see up. Link's head kind of clips through that, and you can go into see up, and then you get the camera to like look through the wall. There's a couple places where I can do that. I did something similar in Desert Colossus, where I looked at the top of the archway to see if there was an important item up there. It just sort of lets us, you know where the stuff is, even if we don't have the items to get it yet. Ugh. Dampe is being mean. His fireballs are random, but we only have to beat like 60 seconds, so we can take a hit. Oh, and I crashed. I'd like to say that's never happened before, but unfortunately it has. Give me a second. Alright. Sorry about that. That might have been a VC crash. They're very rare, but they do happen. Obviously, marathon luck, I would get it. But that's fine. We're only 8 minutes in. Ugh. But I don't have to like check the stones. They're all going to say the same thing. But yeah, I didn't save. I did save warp, right? Yes, I did save warp. So all I have to do is go back to Kakariko. Alright. Bad start, but it's fine. We'll just have to soldier on. I did get a bow here, and a song, so you want to get those. The bow is needed for a couple dungeons. And I do want Saria's song before going child again. So I'm pretty sure all I have to do is talk to her and get the song, and then I'll go to Dampe again. Chat, please remind me to save often. That shouldn't happen twice in a day, but yikes if it does. Guess now I have a chance to do this the right way. Nice. It's all about redemption. Honestly, I'm just glad it happened here instead of, you know, after I lose a dungeon's worth of progress. I already forgot if I talked to her. Yes. Another thing you'll come to find for me is I have an awful memory, so I'm gonna potentially forget some stuff, but that's why I write it down in a tracker. Hopefully this guy hits me now. You can lure that ghost to hitting you off the grave. You don't have to pull it the full way. Oh, now I'm short on money, so I'm going to go over here and grab this. Oh, you might notice I'm rolling. Rolling, there's a bunch of different modes of movement in this game, if you've never seen Ocarina of Time before. Rolling is slightly faster than walking. Back walking is faster if you're going over long distances. Side hopping is faster if you're a TAS or you're going up or down slopes. I'm going to try to use little bits of all of them. I'm not the best at the movement, but that's sort of a big way to save or lose time in this game, is just be faster with your movement. Alright. So, when you beat Dampe, normally, you get one item, and then you have to come beat him again. But in Randomizer, there's some quality of life changes, namely that you don't have to beat him again if you get the right time the first time. I'm just trying to think. So there's nothing really else I can do here except go up Death Mountain, but I don't have... Oh. I was gonna say I don't have the items for it, but I do kind of have... Please. I'm trying to get crushed by this wall, so it puts me back out here. That will let me go to a place where I can play songs. Alright, I should fill out the rest of my tracker. So any song that's not, any dungeon that's not given to me by the pedestal is automatically a stone dungeon. So those are sort of optional dungeons, and by optional I mean I don't know if I need to do them. They can have items, like the items can be anywhere, but it's conceivable that I can beat the entire game without ever going to get those items. Alright, so I am just going to... no. I'm going to go play that mini game again. Archery mini game, but it will be with slingshot. I kind of want to check this stone again, because I didn't quite write it down. Goron Pottery is FW, okay. That was kind of creepy. That was Fire Temple music with people in the market talking. That was kind of... I think it was Fire Temple. So actually what I'm going to do is buy a shield. I don't need it as child because I have the wooden shield, but it will make adults faster. Please. It says 80, but there's a discount, so... Hopefully it's a good discount. It is random. Now I'm going to go over here and play this minigame. So part of the reason why we're going child super early is there's a bunch of child songs that you can get without items. I missed. And like I said, songs are good. Please. The blue ones are the worst. Just slightly off-center in a way that's hard to just snap to them. Alright. I'm going to save. And I'm going to rush out to Lon Lon Ranch. But first I'm going to take a quick detour here. I'm going to get this gold Skulltula. So, there's 100 of these spiders in the game, and if you collect them, you can get rewards in Kakariko. Skulltulas are not in the pool of randomized items. There is a mode that does that, but generally speaking, the more stuff you put into the randomizer, the longer it takes, so the more volatile it is. There's money up there. That's probably the fastest place to farm money in the game. Is just keep going in and out there and getting it from up top. But yeah, a lot of people like the... People like all sanities or no logic randos a little bit more than these. They're a bit more popular, but trying to fit into a time slot in that is just not reliable at all. So, and this is the settings that we race with weekly on Speedruns Live, so I wanted to show these off, because that's, if you were getting into Randomizer, this is probably what you would be doing. I'm going to play this minigame to grab the cuccos. I move the camera in a certain way to potentially see where he throws them. You can see where two of them go if you do it right. Otherwise, it's kind of just guessing. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's a mark above the cuccos you've picked up, so you're never going to pick up the same one twice if you know that that's a thing. Not a lot of people know that. And they do actually peck a little deeper, but actually, like, pausing to see that's kind of slow. I'm going to try to kill this spider without breaking my stick. You might notice I don't have a sword as child. The Kokiri sword is an item that you pick up, and we have to find it. So until then, we have to use Deku sticks and manage our sticks, because if we run out of sticks, we might not be able to kill enemies. Alright, Sun Song. If you've played this game casually, you probably think Deku sticks and Deku nuts are bad items. They're actually amazing. Deku sticks deal twice as much damage as the Kokiri sword. Sun Song, where are you? And in exchange, they break, so they're sort of a temporary damage boost. But yeah, they're much better than you think they are if you played this game casually. I'll be using them a lot. Like, even if I had sword, I'd probably be using sticks. So I'm gonna save warp, because child gets a save warp too. That's normally adult saves and goes to the Temple of Time, and child saves and goes to Link's house. But that's all randomized. So we could go to a really good place, we could go to a really bad place. We don't know. Kakariko. Not the best, not the worst. We kind of did all this stuff, but there's a couple more things we could do. I guess I'm gonna do cuccos. gonna give this guy a mask. That'll be important later. Cuckoos is one of the checks that takes a long time. It's actually one of the longer checks in the game that you can just do without any items. The other one is like Skull Mask, which I just was setting up by giving that guy a mask. Oh, I didn't do this. A lot of people skip this, but this is sort of a disaster mitigation technique, I guess. I don't want to be 2 hours into the seed and find an important item here as the last thing I do, when I could just take 2 minutes out of my day to collect all the cuckoos. And like, I can even set up the Skull Mask while I do it. There are hints for Skull Mask. There's hints for a bunch of the slower checks that are still in the game. So, Bigeron, Skull Mask, the second Frogs check, which takes all the songs, all the child songs, 30, 40, and 50 Skulltula rewards. There's checks for all, there's hints for all those. If I can find all the hints, that's good, but sometimes there's 2 of each hint. Each hint has a duplicate, I should say. So sometimes the far out of the way hint stones I don't go to get, and if all the ones that are in the way have duplicates, I might not see all the hints, or I might see them too late, so it sort of is, it is what it is. Please grab the chicken. So the chickens, you can control them a little bit. After you throw them and they land, they kind of... I don't want to talk to you yet. After they land, they run away from you. But eventually they will... they just kind of go randomly. So it's up to the fates, whether they're fast or slow. But you can certainly make it less bad. Alright, so we're going to warp back here and go get the Skull Mask. So this is one of the tougher checks, like the slower checks, but we kind of just did it while doing that other check, and we have the warp song and the save warp for it. So the sort of trick with these tough checks is just like efficiently getting them with other checks. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything else to make this fast, so I'm just gonna have to run to the Kokiri area. Actually, is this a good time of day for this? I have Sun Song. It's always a good time of day, so I'll save that for later. Alright. So we are going to go to the Kokiri Forest area. If you played the game vanilla, you're kind of locked in here at the beginning. Rando has, with the quality of life, there's like open forest, open temple, open door of time. You saw me go back and forth through time already. Normally you need the 3 spiritual stones to do that. So they just wanted to make it more open, just so, you know, the first thing you do in the seed isn't always the same thing. Alright, I'm going to do a quick little check here. So there's 4 chests in this house, and here's our first big chest. So we are playing with a feature called chest size matches contents. So I know that the important checks are going to be in those big chests. And the answer to why I'm opening the small ones is the bomb shoes that I just got. Bomb shoes are not considered for the logic of the game. I can get into logic in a bit, but basically now I have bombs, but the game doesn't think I have bombs. So I might not get access to bombs for a while, but I can use those bomb shoes as bombs. Let's just see. 5 is not the amount I wanted to see. That's the smallest you can get, but 5 is more than 0, so we'll take it. But yeah, once I get bomb bag, I'm probably not going to open more small chests, but until I do, I'm hoping to get bomb shoes. Ooh, piece of candy. They could also be like heart pieces and stuff. Alright, so that was double defense. Not all the... like, that's not an item I need. If it crashed now, I wouldn't go back for it. But it is a unique item, so it's in a big chest. You might have noticed I just played the Sun Song. That warped me back to the last door I went through, so I don't have to crawl out of the crawl space. Sun Song is probably one of the worst songs you can get, because it doesn't open up checks. It opens up one check in the graveyard. But... save, yeah. I might have just saved, I don't know. It opens up one check in the graveyard, and but it saves you a little bit of time here and there. Frogs is a blue rupee. Alright, so it's not a frog seed. That's good. Though honestly, frog seeds aren't as bad under these new settings, because you get so many songs. So you might not know this, but there's another gossip stone back here. Where am I going? And Shadow Temple is on the Way of the Hero. Okay. That might... oh, did I mention the Way of the Hero hints? That was like the first hint I got, and I didn't mention it. So, Way of the Hero. I mentioned there was logic in this game. So, the way it fills up the items is it takes the Sphere 0, it's called. It's the stuff you can get without items. For a concrete example, in the base game... bomb shoes, nice. 10-pack. In the base game, you start in Kokiri Forest. You can get the 4 chests in Mido's house, the Kokiri sword chest, and there's one upgrade you can get in Lost Woods. That's 6 items. Let's say that's Sphere 0 for the sake of argument. It fills those with items, and if you can't beat Ganon or get to more items, it will re-roll the logic. It will undo the item puts and put new items in until you can get through. Claim check. Okay. Where is it? Please. So claim check is good. I might have to get to Bigoron without save warping or dying. So hopefully I don't crash. Sometimes in Randomizer it reverts, but I think it's only with the timer items, so I think we're good, but Bigoron has a scale, which I might need to beat the seed, so that can be like a 4-minute check, the Bigoron check, so just getting the claim check means I get to skip all that. Alright, I'm going to do a trick here. I'm going to pull out my stick and put it away, and it's going to go through the torch. So that's important. That guy's mean. That's called flame storage. This is mostly glitchless, but there are a couple glitches that are allowed to do. I think the rule set's called glitchless plus ground jumps. I don't have the items for ground jumps, but when I pull up my stick, it's going to catch on fire. Basically, how I think it works is it's object pooling the stick, which means there is one stick, and every time you pull out a new one, it sort of activates or activates or deactivates the same stick. So when I go away and pull it out again, it activates where it last was, which is right next to the torch. It catches on fire, and then it teleports to me. I'm gonna kill this guy. I hate that guy. I don't, but I want to harvest his skull for item collection. Hammer is good. Please click the hammer. Okay. So yeah, it's just a little trick to get a little faster, and there's a couple items you can get. I targeted that wall, so when I drop down, I'm gonna be up here. Alright, so you might think, what are you doing, Zemu, rolling into this corner? There's a setup to do a glitchless jump to skip basement 1. It's kind of finicky, especially with this aiming. Hopefully I don't embarrass myself too much. I actually do have the items to beat the dungeon normally, but why do normal things when you can do speedrunner things? Please. It doesn't look right, but it was. And then we just skipped going around the loop. Worth it on like 2 or 3 tries. That's not a super hard trick, I'm just really bad at it. Hopefully, okay. Nice. So you have to kill those guys in a certain order. It's kind of weird to me that those aren't randomized, but I get it. You have to actually talk to the NPC. So I'm gonna go here. Actually, no. I should have showed it off. There's a setup you can do to break your stick and still hold on to it so you don't waste more sticks. You can use the same broken stick. But I have slingshot, so I can actually kill this guy faster. Assuming... okay. What's the most useful item? Bombs are pretty useful early on. Hammer works as bombs, but I can't use it as child. But yeah, I'd probably say bombs. But yeah, what I was doing right there to quick kill that boss was power crouch stabs. So in this game, they didn't program a damage value for the crouch stab. So the game just uses the last value of damage you dealt. So when I jump slashed into that cutscene with the stick, it stored 4 damage. Broken stick is 4 not broken stick. Stick jump slash is 4 damage. Whereas normal Kokiri sword slash is 1. So instead of like having to back up and jump slash into that enemy a bunch of times, I can just crouch stab and just turbo kill it. It is kind of a glitch, but it's in the normal game. There's no way to avoid it. Like, you are meant to do crouch stabs, so they allow it. 50 skulls is a piece of art. Okay, that's good. Love not having to do 50 skulls, though we do have 30 skulls for Mirror Shield, which we absolutely need to beat Forest, so we will be getting skulls this seed. Oh, I need to save. Because we got a bunch of stuff from Deku Tree, and I might have done this already, I don't know. I'd rather save more often than less often. Alright, so we're going to go over here, and this is the NPC that gives you an upgrade. I'm going to talk to the stone. Gerudo Valley is foolish. Ice arrows, that does nothing. Okay, so we got our first foolish hint. So what that means is there's no items of note in Gerudo Valley, and if there are, we don't need them. I don't think I've ever seen it. But like, for instance, Shadow Temple is a stone dungeon. We don't necessarily have to beat that. We don't know, but there's a chance we don't. If we found hover boots in Gerudo Valley, we would know that nothing in Shadow Temple except the first 2 checks. We cannot find anything valuable there. Right down, left down. That's a weird one. Normally you're supposed to play this game 3 times. Another quality of life update is I'll play it once. Up. Right down, left down, up. Alright. Oh, our Kokiri sword. So I guess I'll show this off. Do I want to use my choose? Probably, but on the way back, because I can save scum. What I just said, no, I can't save scum if I want the claim check. Yeah, I guess I'll just do it on the way back. Alright, so what I mean by save scum is I can use the bomb choose, and if I don't like what I find, I can just reload the save, and I'll have them back. So it's sort of like cheating, like buying stuff with the. If you've ever seen, please, if you ever seen the cartoon Top Cat, he like puts a quarter in a vending machine and pulls it out because it's attached to a string. It's basically that, but with items like bomb shoes. It also works with rupees or whatever, keys in dungeons. Just a little way to get some extra mileage out of these shoes. Since I have 15, I don't have to worry about it too much, but if I had like 5, I'd be save scumming a lot. Epona song, that's not the best song. Flames in Royal Tomb. Alright. Oh, I didn't mark off. I beat Deku Tree. Sorry, I'm looking at my tracker to type stuff down while I'm backwalking. Sometimes I'm just gonna walk into a wall like that. Pay no mind. Just video game things. Like in Shadow Trial. That's not gonna be for a while. Skull Mask is a purple. Okay, so we went through the trouble of getting the Skull Mask and we got the hint, and now we're not even gonna hand it in, because we don't need to. The one about the flames is, actually... So these guys take 8 times damage if you hit them from the back. That's why I'm waiting for them to turn around. The Royal Flames is, in the graveyard where you play, where you learn the song... Yeah, Sun Song. There's like a Royal Tomb with a song in it. There's 2 torches in there that you need Din's Fire or Fire Arrows to light, and that's one of the sometimes checks. You don't always get that. There's a bunch of checks like that where like you need multiple items, or there is a way to do it as child with that flame storage glitch. I gave that guy 40 rupees and he gave me 5. What a ripoff. But yeah, there's a bunch of checks like that, like the central pillar in water. I am lost, so let's... the central pillar in water, you can skip that one if you don't have iron boots. Like, you can do all of Water Temple without iron boots, except that one check. So, little hints like that let you do, like, fancy setups. So yeah, that's... Some of those hints, they do a shared pool for the hints with some other settings. So some of them aren't really the best hints, like 1 or 2 are just like really bad, like low value hints, but it is what it is. Not always are the hints going to be useful. The hints are sort of a luxury, so you don't feel too bad when they're bad. I'm gonna blow this guy up. It used to be the case that with this guy, if you didn't have bomb bag, you couldn't blow him up. Like, if you blew him up, he wouldn't give you anything until you had the bomb bag, because that's the, like, vanilla check. They changed that, because if you have bomb shoes, why not? Boomerang's a pretty good item. I'm gonna try to jump around here, save myself a bomb shoe. Save, yes. I'm gonna go in this room. There's a big boulder maze that I can break with bombs, but if nothing's good here, I don't want to do it. So if I angle... Oh, that's 2 big chests, so I'm going to do this. I can pull out my sword, and it will bring the camera up, so I can peek at these chests, and if they're big, I can get them. So that cost 5 bomb shoes. If these were small chests, I'd be really sad to come over here. Skull Mask. So that was my first strength. And Din's Fire. I don't like that because that makes Shadow more open. Actually... So yeah, this... So, yeah. We're not supposed to have these items yet. So that's... The game doesn't think we have them, but we can use them. We're not super cheating, but for what it's worth with the hints, we might need to take that into consideration. You guys probably won't know, but I will try to explain it. So let's say we found a bomb bag locked behind those bombable rocks. I guess I have hammer, so the analysis doesn't really count, but because I can get back there, I just have to go adult. But let's say, for the sake of argument, I couldn't get there, but I found a bomb bag. That's a bomb-locked bomb bag, meaning I can't get to it unless I have bombs. That's why the Rolling Goron in the vanilla game doesn't give you... He gives you a bomb bag upgrade. He doesn't give it to you unless you have the bomb bag, because you're not supposed to blow him up. So if he gave you the upgrade before you got the bomb bag, it would actually kind of glitch it. Oh yeah, we run past this area. That's a cutscene. This is part of the quality of life upgrades is all the cutscenes are like fast text. A bunch of them are skipped. Central pillar. Oh, all these duplicate hints. So yeah, that one you just run past this area, hit the load zone. You start with the ocarina, so you don't actually have to go there to get it. It's just if you're... Oh, I need to update my tracker. Yell at me when I don't update my tracker, chat. I'm pretty bad at that. I guess I should mark ice arrows, even though they don't do anything. So we're doing a quick loop over here. This check is... Oh, I mentioned before Sphere 0. Why that's important is Death Mountain Crater. That was a big find, because I can get there as adult. But I need 30 skulls. I don't like that, because I'm kind of slacking on the skulls, and I can actually mostly finish that dungeon if I just have them. But yeah, the Sphere 0, why that's important. So the way, like I mentioned, the way it fills in the items is if it can't get you to the next stage, it has to re-roll, which means item checks that require multiple items are less likely to have important items on them. And conversely, item checks that require lower amounts of items are more likely to have items on them, because there's just more seeds that can have stuff early on. Because you need stuff to get farther on. So we could have warped here, but we couldn't have got those rocks along the way, so this is one of the normal routes to do it. I had actually skipped Gerudo Valley because I got a hint that it was empty, but normally you pair it up with Gerudo Valley because there's 2 Sphere 0 checks there. But yeah, so Sphere 0 is super important. Items are more likely to be there. So you just want to make sure you get Sphere 0 checks. I don't have the benefit of being in a race, but if you're ever in a race and you see you're struggling, trying to figure out where the item is, and then someone finishes in 2 hours, you're like, oh, it must have just been a Sphere 0 check that you skipped, like Kako's or the Gerudo Valley checks. That's usually what that means. But yeah, you try to route in Sphere 0 checks, even if they're kind of bad some of the times. if I didn't have explosives, I couldn't break up those rocks, and I'd have to go all the way over to that corner of Hyrule Field for that one check. And I don't want to do that, but it's a Sphere Zero check. It had Strength 2 in it, so I guess it might have been logical Strength 1 or 2, but it's probably an important Strength. Oh, Strength 3! Okay, so all the strengths. We are strong boys, but actually just strong men, because boy can't use the strength. I played the Scarecrow song. I'm going to have to come back here as adult, but I have the Warp song. It'll let me get to a couple checks. Please. Where am I going? Problem with backwalking is sometimes you just get lost. Or caught on something. It is faster, but if you're bad at it, like I kind of am, yeah. Bigger on Craftosaurus scale. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to go adults and go get that scale and other stuff that I can get. Actually, I lied. I got this song right away and I forgot. So we're going to do Child Spirit. Like I said, we can do Adult Spirit, but Spirit Temple is sort of weirdly divided. I do that side hop roll so I can just backwalk and not have to worry about these enemies. They're faster than you, but not if you're backwalking. So yeah, Spirit Temple is divided up such that... I'm going to switch to the shield. There's 2 checks you can get as child and 2 as adult before you need a key. And child and adult share keys in Randomizer. So, Spirit Temple is crazy. Sometimes you have to go there as adult first to get a key to beat Child Spirit. Sometimes you have to go as child first. I have sword. What am I doing? Sorry, I got lost in my explanation. Where is he? There. The first 3D game ever, one of the first 3D games ever made. The enemies are sometimes hard to see. Alright, so we peeked that and it was nothing. Actually, yeah, this is a 30 skull seed. I'm gonna go back and get this skull. Sorry, I got lost in my own mind. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, spirit logic. Basically what I'm trying to say is Spirit Temple is crazy, y'all. I might be required to come here as a child to unlock it for adult. I might be required to come here as adult to unlock it for child. There's the boss key. So you're supposed to boomerang this, but you can hit it with Slingshot, and it's actually way easier. It's not even that precise. Ugh. But I guess the important thing is I didn't find a key here. So I actually can't continue with this dungeon like I was talking about. I have to go there as adults to continue the dungeon, because I need to get through a key door, but I don't have a key. But yeah, the adult side of the dungeon will have at least one key, and no matter what I do with that key, the logic is designed so I'm never going to get lost or unable to continue. So, the logic has to account for everything. I can go adult, get that key, come back child, and hand it in child, and I will be able to find a key in the couple of checks I can do. Where was adult? See, it was right outside, so that's not good. Oh, did I never equip shield as adult? That's funny. But yeah, spirit key logic is kind of crazy. It has to keep track of everything you can possibly do. Normally, I'm probably not going to go back child and use a key, because that's kind of slow and bad. I should have equipped the tunic. So I might just wind up with an extra key, or depending on how the luck goes, if I haven't opened one of the checks, I can maybe skip it if I suspect that there's a key in there. There's a couple people in the community that actually like understand Spirit Temple logic, but I think for the most part, people just kind of don't. So these hints that I say sometimes are useful and sometimes aren't, one of the things they can do is tell you items for spirit key logic. And what I mean by that is if there's a chest in the middle of the temple that's you need Din's Fire to open, or you can go there as child and use a stick. The game doesn't know you can go there as child and use a stick. So you might get a Din's Fire Way of the Hero hint, and all it's telling you is you might need that key in Spirit Temple, even though you usually skip it or save scum it. And that's why the hints are like foolish instead of... There's two... I got a foolish hint earlier. There's also barren hints. I don't have this. Why am I coming here? Alright. So yeah, that's why there's they're called foolish hints. Is sometimes you play the fool, you get your hint like, oh, Din's Fire is an important item, and then you go rush off and do Shadow Temple, but all it was for was spirit key logic. So you do have to be a little careful. Why did I equip over this? Sometimes the hints can be deceiving. So what I'm doing here is setting the time of day so I can shoot the sun and see what the item is. I can't get to it, not for a while. I need 2 hook shots or to beat Water Temple, but did I get fire arrows? I did. Thank you. Like I said, I'm bad at that. Alright. So, little detour. But I guess we're just gonna go up Death Mountain, because I want to go to Bigoron, and we can do that. I do have Epona's song, yes. Thank you, thank you. Alright, so the thing we're actually missing is songs for the most part. What that's gonna mean for us is we probably need to find an item to get... So the other songs that are left are Burning Kakariko, which is, I need to beat Water and Spirit Temple. I need the first 3 medallions. So that's why medallion, it's important to know which medallions are on which dungeons. And there's an ice cavern. Desert Colossus is a foolish choice. So I don't have to go back to... the ferry there once I get the song. That's good information, but not the best. And it means that the song I got there, which I believe was Serenade, can't be a good song, but Serenade doesn't open up any checks, so I already knew that. Alright. So we are going to go up here and so a little thing is Dodongo's Cavern is not one of our medallion dungeons, but we can do most of it. Logically, we can do most of it. We can do it all if we use our bomb shoes, which I might do. Dodongo's Cavern is kind of the same as Deku Tree, where there's just so many hints, so many checks in there, that you're probably just going to do it every seed, unless you have a good reason not to. And I don't really have a good reason not to, so I am going to go do it. But yeah, we have not had the best luck.
We'll get him back up as soon as we can. And we are back.
Okay,
ladies and gentlemen.
Looks like we're back. Sorry about that. So back to our regularly scheduled programming. I am going to go do Dodongo's Cavern because there's a bunch of checks here, and this hammer opened it up. So it's in logic. You tend to want to do in logic checks over out of logic checks because the game, like, there could be nothing in out of logic checks. Whereas, like, the game's supposed to give you a trail of items for in logic. But if it's juicy enough, you can go out of logic. Like, I saw those two big chests that I, like, got to with bomb shoes. But I'm not gonna, like, pass up big chests, you know? I didn't mark Kokiri Sword. Thank you. There is a skull up there. I can actually get it, but it's super slow. I would do it on a 40 skull seed, but I think on a 30 skull seed I can do a little better. Jabu Jabu's belly is foolish. That is a required dungeon, which means we can, it's called Go Mode, where we just We don't need the items, we just like go through it. We can go mode that dungeon now. But that doesn't save a ton of time. Alright, I'm gonna peek up here. That's a small chest, so I don't have to go. And I'm gonna pick up this bomb and drop it here, and that's gonna blow up the whole staircase. All you need to do is blow up the two ones in the back close enough together, and you can do that with bombs, arrows. It's just a little faster to grab that one along the way. Gonna go in here. Open this, because why not? Sometimes it's fun to play with the sound effects. I guess Navi talking to me is a broken pot. Oh, please. Oh, and the reason why we're doing this as adult, we did get strength pretty close to here, is that adult can kind of break this dungeon just by being tall. This is the only dungeon you're meant to go in as adult. There's a skeleton in that room that's... You can actually get it without being adult, but the one that I skipped, actually, at the bottom, that's like super slow I talked about, you're meant to come back with the Scarecrow song as adult and get that. So you're supposed to come in here, but it's super broken as adult, because you can kind of just jump. Like, there's a whole right side of this dungeon that I'm just never going to go to. See up, thank you. I have 3 chews, so I'm actually going to skip the back of this dungeon. I'm going to hit this switch, which means this is going to come up, and if I need to come back up here and light the eyes, I can do it. But if I don't, like, I might not have to do that at all. So I'm gonna leave it to later. That's future zemoo's problem. Alright, so we're gonna climb this mountain. Nothing there. I could grab light arrows now, but I'd have to, like, climb up the mountain again, and I don't actually ever need them till the end of the run, so gonna put a mental check mark there. You can grab this skull by climbing up. Little neat time save. Shoot that bomb with an arrow, you can blow up that guy. That's one of the things that newer players to Randomizer might get caught up on a little bit, is the logic is... So if you get a bow, this check is in logic, even though you're expected to have bombs or strength in the normal game. Like, that's the obvious way to do it. But since you can do it with just a bow, the logic is there for it. Oh, it didn't mark highly shield. I guess not. The shield's not really useful, but... Oh, actually, I want to show off this trick. So you're supposed to play Saria's song for him. I have it, but I don't like this guy, so I'm just gonna get over in this corner and try to backflip over him. So please hold out the bow. A little easier with the bow. It would have been faster if I just didn't, but... I'm here to show you guys some cool stuff, assuming I can ever do it. This is actually allowed in the rule set. This is another one of those, like, tricks that the logic will never make you do. Oh my goodness, this never takes me this many tries. I regret every decision I made. Try and do this. Embarrassing myself. Come on. Now I like want to do it to like prove I'm not lying. Maybe they patched it. There we go. Mido's a jerk. As you can just, you know, plainly see by what he just did to me. So anyway, I'm gonna do a little skip here. Get that guy to come at me. Come at me, bro. And I'm going to target this wall, do a little bit of a setup. See up, angle myself, and then I can jump and grab this. And now I don't have to go through this maze of moblins and fight them all. That's slow. We don't want to be slow. So that's another one of those glitchless jumps. But yeah, the logic will never, at least in this rule set, the logic's never gonna make you... Zelda's Lullaby, finally. I'm gonna let this guy hit me. The logic's never gonna make you do that trick. It's always gonna give you Saria's song or the song to get by here. But that's another one of those things that you can skip by just knowing that trick, and it always gives you access to another song. And as we mentioned, songs are pretty cool. We like songs here. Alright, Zelda's Lullaby actually going to be great, and I'm glad I came up here and got this, because Zelda's Lullaby gives me access to both the fairies in Death Mountain Crater and top of Death Mountain. So that's 2 more checks that we can get by doing that in that order. So I just came from here, went up there for the song, and came back because I was missing Zelda's Lullaby, and there's a pretty good chance that that's what it was. That's where it was. In the normal game, you get Zelda's Lullaby pretty early. It's sort of like the game dev trick where they open up the whole world to you, but you can't really go anywhere till you get Zelda's Lullaby. Zelda's Lullaby opens up a lot of checks, or access to a lot of areas. So now we can go to Jabu area, stuff like that. These fairies will come and talk to us now. Alright, I really hope I have a prescription, or a claim check, not a prescription. Don't have a prescription, holy crap. Prescriptions are bad. Well, they're not when you need them, but in this game, you don't want prescription. Because that's a 4-minute loss. That is a wallet. Wallets are Monka S if they're Way of the Hero, because that means we need 2 of them to unthaw King Zora. This has been a really troll seed. Hopefully I find something else. So I found Slingshot, but that can't be the first logic Slingshot. 40 skulls, okay, so all we need is the 30, which we're on track for. I am going to get this wallet, so I don't have to come back. I do have the Goron Tunic. I'm not going to equip it. I have 40 seconds. Your time is based on, your heat timer is based on how many hearts you have. And I'm a pretty healthy boy right now. So I'm going to try to skip it. Alright, now I'm finally going to get my scale. Hopefully it's not a King Zora seed. We're equipped to do it. Sort of. Oh. Alright. So there's actually not much else I can do here. But I'm gonna check another hint, and I'm actually gonna grab skulls. I'm here. I have the Sun Song. I have to be a little bit more aggressive about grabbing skulls. I have Zelda's Lullaby, so I can get 1 check in Spirit. So in Spirit, I need Zelda's Lullaby and Hookshot to progress. So hopefully, I'm looking for those items. Though I'm always looking for hookshot because hookshot's great, and I need 2 of them. I'll mark off my scale. You can actually grab that without the hammer, but I had the hammer, so I'm gonna use it. Thank you for the luck. Gotta fall down here. Save us some travel time, and this is perfect way to route in this skull and the light arrows. Future me feeling really good. Well, present me feeling good about past me's. Yeah. It was future me at one point, but that point is long gone. So now we sort of have access to a lot of stuff. I'm gonna use this scale because I think that's what was blocking me. Light arrows, there you go. And now I can go back to saving and quitting. So, there's a chance that, yeah. There's a chance that if I saved and quit before then, the prescription would have turned like 3 items back, because that's how the trade sequence works, is you're supposed to do all that in one go. So, glad we avoided that. Not many options open to us. I'm gonna go do night market. Because this is another Sphere Zero check. There's a couple checks that you need certain time of day to do, like I mentioned, and it's sometimes tough to route them all in. I kind of put it off because we had Sun Song, but we gotta do it. I think someone did an analysis of like tens of thousands of seeds, and this is the Richard check. This was like the most likely to have an item of all of them or something. I'm not sure why, because they should all be equally equivalent, but Richard was a good boy, but his owner was kind of cheap. Alright, so we're gonna go out here. I need a different shield. Okay. So yeah, you actually almost never want the Hylian shield as child because you can't do crouch stabs, and there's a bunch of other glitches. But you do want it if there's a fire keys like there was. Shadow Temple, I already have that. If you get 3 of the same hint, that means there's at least 4 in the pool, which is important. Because that means there's 2 items in that Way of the Hero check. Way of Hero location. Which comes up sometimes. So this is gonna look weird. I just turned it day. I'm gonna turn it night again. And then I'm gonna save. I want to set it up to be early night. Make sure it takes, because there's a check you can get in the Kakariko Graveyard, but only at early night, and we have Zelda's Lullaby, so there's another song we can get there. And we can get Night Skulls in Kakariko, of which I think there's 5. So, skulls, songs, hard to get checks, and now I just reset and I get that bomb shoe back. So lots of cool things just happen there. And our save warp as child is Kakariko, which is perfect to get to Kakariko's graveyard without spending time of day. So hopefully I didn't do it too soon and it's not like still day somehow, even though it's clearly night and skulls are out. Gonna grab these skulls. I think we're just short of the 20 skull reward. We're gonna get the 10 skull, because there could be an item on there as well. How are we doing for time? An hour in, we've done one dungeon, but like, not the worst, but not the best. I think we're getting through a bottleneck, and that's the important thing. Just a heart. So I'm probably not going to get back here for the 20, but I'll get the 20 and the 30 at the same time, and then I'll never have to get another skull. I guess I have Boomerang, so I can get a couple skulls in the graveyard as well. Yeah, I'm gonna get 19 before leaving the zone, so I might actually just turn around and grab this one. Alright, time for Dampe's heart-throbbing grave-digging tour. There's a 10% chance that we get the item first try. Let's see what we get. First try hype. In Rando, it's always, you always get it. It's a quality of life change, but just fooling. But it was nothing good, so who cares? Alright, there's our 20th skull. And here's the one Sun Song check. Did I get Sun Song in Kakariko? That might actually be a hint for this. Nope. Okay. I'll grab it. There could be bomb shoes. And that guy, I'll just leave him there. I don't need to kill him. Alright. So hopefully this song will let us do a dungeon. So if it's Bolero, we can get to Death Mountain Crater, get that song that I think is the important item there. I should use the stick. So someone asked earlier, what is the flames in the royal tomb hint? That's these torches. If I light them, a chest will appear. And I know that the item is not something worth getting, so I'm just going to skip it. So yeah, the big thing we're missing right now is Hookshot. Alright, there's our Bolero. So now we're just going to go right back adult and go do Death Mountain Crater. I might do fire. I don't like the idea of doing stone fire, but I got hammer. I think I got hammer in Kakariko, or... This is the problem with Kakariko Way of the Heroes. There's so many items there, and it's easy to forget what you got, because you always go there right away. I should know this, because I, like, reset. Speaking of resetting, I should save. Though I kind of did recently. But I should always save more. I should mark off Bolero. So I don't expect this to be Minuet, because I... Okay, Nocturne is what I would expect. So now we can enter Shadow Temple, which is also a dungeon that we're not meant to do necessarily by the logic, but I think we're gonna have to do it, or some amount of it, because of that hint. Oh, and Shadow Temple is Way of the Hero. It's right there on my tracker. So yeah, we are looking for magic. This is one of the slowest rooms in the game. If you don't have magic to do that quick spin and hit them all very easily. So you have to kill all these enemies. And slugs have armor and iframes, and they all scatter to different corners of the room. Super slow. Try to lure them all in one place and just, like, kill them all. It's gonna eat my shield. I can get another one. Or I can just kill him and re-equip it. I'll equip the tunic just to be safe. Alright, so we're gonna actually... This enemy, if we had Bigoron Sword, we would still use Master Sword, because for some reason, this enemy... I'm gonna save. I just heard like some static, so I'm a little scared. This enemy has the same damage table as Ganon, the last boss, so he takes twice as much damage. Cool music for the fire boss. Twice as much damage from Master Sword. So even though we're stabbing with hammer, we're dealing Master Sword jump slash damage. Oh, this is our first key chest. So there's like a slight silver trim on the chest. That means it's a small key. Oh, is this our hook shot? Are we finally free from... Yes! Got there. Alright. So, we're in Fire Temple, and that's pretty cool, because we got an item, but... If you think I'm gonna finish Fire Temple when I can go use my hook shot to enter Forest, you'd be wrong. So a big thing about Randomizer, just like as a speed strat, is I know I have to do Forest to beat the Seed. I need the medallion from Forest Temple, so I'm always going to have to do Forest Temple. I don't know that I'm going to have to do any more of Fire Temple, but I know I'm going to have to do Forest Temple, so I'm going to prioritize progression. By progression, I mean items that I know advance me to the end of the game. So I need to mark off hookshot on the tracker. I did, okay. I even forgot, like, I forgot my forgetting in that I actually didn't forget. Sorry, I'm a little nervous, as you might be able to tell. But yeah, Forest is required dungeon, lots of skulls, so it's good on that front too. I get redemption at Mido. Maybe hookshot is the key. There we go. Jerk. Did I get Scarecrow? No. There is a Scarecrow that I can play, like Navi went up there to just skip this guy, like skip baiting him out. I can just Scarecrow up there, but let's just do the cool jump again. Please. There's a setting, I think it's called Easy Scarecrow, where you don't have to go play the Scarecrow song, you just pull out the ocarina. And you get jump scared by the Scarecrow a lot, because anytime he could show up and you pull out the ocarina, he just shows up. And that's more places than you think. So every once in a while, you just, like, accidentally pull it out, and the Scarecrow just scares the living daylights out of you. Especially if it has a different, like, sound effect, because you randomized it. Oh, I am playing with randomized, like... cosmetics. You don't have to. I prefer not to, but for the marathon, I thought it'd be more fun too. Like, Forest Temple usually has like super creepy music, but we're just like chilling at the ranch now. And I got that skull and it started getting gloomy. Like, there's lots of cool... Oh, it's funny sometimes. Like, I'm wearing the Goron tunic, but instead of red, it's like purple or something. Scarecrow with Redead Scream, exactly. Navi with Redead Scream, also a good one. I don't have hover boots yet, but hover boots with the puppy sound is amazing because it just keeps playing the puppy sound. So it's just like you're running and there's just a bunch of happy puppies everywhere. The Skulltula hitboxes are awful. I want to point that out to make me feel better about missing that one. Alright, so Stalfos. This is actually one of the tougher enemies in the game, because they deal a full heart of damage, and 2 if they jump slash and connect. There's a couple things you can do to make them a little less turtly. If you're a jump slash distance away from them, they can jump slash at you, and that puts their guard down. So you try to do that. This is one of the dungeons you don't want to do on 3 hearts if you can help it. Rando sometimes puts you in that situation. But if the Staphos just like jump slashes you and just like the other one jump slashes you, you can just die out of nowhere. Usually not a big deal. You can hookshot to this chest. You're supposed to play the Scarecrow song up there, like most of the way through the dungeon, but you can just hookshot up here. Please. Another cool strat coming up. So normally you're supposed to do this dungeon slightly different. You're supposed to get the Song of Time and go the other way to get up to this balcony. But you can hookshot these vines from down here. It's kind of precise setup. This is actually in the logic. The game expects you to do this in weekly seeds. It's not too hard to learn. They're kind of on and off with what, you know, clearly unintended things are sort of forced, you know, new player tax, just like forced things you have to learn. Or like you might just get stuck in a seed. There are settings that don't have that trick in logic, but it's one of those, you don't want to have to go to Ice Cavern to get Song of Time, which only does like 4 checks or something, just to skip that trick. Because most people just would do that trick. That's a small chest, so I don't have to go down there. So it's one of those things where, like, if people get, you know, messed up by following the hints too much, they just kind of say whatever and let you skip it. But yeah, there's a couple things you'll have to learn if you're interested in doing the weekly seeds, but the probability that comes up isn't too often. You might just like... You're probably never gonna see it, if I'm honest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another quality of life update. Block pushing faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And with that, I should mention, you need Strength 1 to push that block. Every once in a while, when you're like first starting off, you're gonna like come to Forest Temple. Like, I have bow, I can do Forest Temple, right? Bow and hookshot, that's all. And then you're gonna get here, and the block's not gonna move. And you're like, what? Because, you know, if you played this game casually, you never had to worry about strength to push those blocks, because you always got it as a child. But it's actually kind of one of the things about this game that makes it surprisingly feel like it was designed for randomizer, is that there's like little incidental items you need for a lot of the dungeons that, you know, you can do some of it but not all of it, and it just makes it a little bit more interesting. I think it's interesting. I don't know. Similarly, while we're on that topic, the dungeon layout is also surprisingly well suited for a randomizer. So Forest Temple... Please. Forest Temple and Shadow Temple are designed such that you need all the keys to beat them every time. You just need to go through all the key doors. Hope you can't hear the dog, because I can't really stop him right now. Ooh, boss key. Yeah, you have to always do these dungeons the full way through, whereas Fire Temple, in particular, and Water, you can see the boss door right as you enter the dungeon. They kind of like, please, put the boss door there as a teaser. So if I got the boss key in the first check in Fire Temple, I could just go to the boss with my hammer and beat it. I was trying to get him. I'm gonna get this skull while I'm here. So yeah, there's like an actual like interesting spread of dungeons. It gives you some direction, because like, let's say the hookshot opened up water and forest for me at the same time. I would be much more inclined to go do forest first, because I know I have to do all of forest every time. Whereas if I get to water and I have all the items, I can just go mode it. I can just get the boss key and leave. Give the dog extra pets. Okay. I'll tell him to thank Twitch chat for the extra pets. So yeah, it's like... There's like little edges where, you know... If you know that, like, oh, I should do this dungeon first because I can do it faster with these items, or I'm always going to have to do the whole thing. It just, like, gives you a little bit of direction for tiebreakers, I guess. Alright, so that is a small loop you gotta do. If I had hover boots, I could actually skip falling down, but, I don't. There's another way to skip it, but I have to do like 2 ESS turns, which is another thing that I mentioned. The dead zone is different. It would waste time for me to try it. I didn't mark off Kokiri's sword, and someone reminded me. It would actually personally waste me time to do it, even though it's probably faster for someone who's good at it. I'm on VVC. Maybe someday I'll get an EverDrive so I can play on based N64 with the best controller ever made. Don't at me. But until then, I gotta use this crappy GameCube controller and deal with VC crashes and, you know, the negative progress of Nintendo. Alright. So, another thing that nuts are great at, normally you have to let them, like, bump into your shield or you, but if you just throw a nut, it'll it will stun them. It will unphantasm them, and you can attack them. The best controller if you have 3 hands. That's not true. I had a good analogy for this. What was it? That's like saying a Swiss Army knife is the best knife ever made if you need to cut 10 things at once, you know? Like, you only need 2 of them at a time, but you can move your hands. Little lag when these guys die. It's not a 3-handed controller, it's a 2-handed controller. You don't have to live up to the potential of the controller. If you were 3-handed, you'd use it all, but you get to move your hands. Sorry, I'm like nerding out about the N64 controller. But I'm very passionate about N64 controllers. Well, you don't move your hand. Most games, you just use 2 of the 3. Like, when you know you need to use the other third, you get to do it. No game makes you do it. But yeah, the N64 joysticks are pretty bad. That's another reason why I kind of am not in a rush, is because I'm gonna have to replace joysticks, and as lame as this GameCube controller is, one of them will last me for a decade. Alright. Back to the run at hand. It's probably not faster, but I want to show this off. I don't have magic, so I can't show it off. I lied. I got everyone's hopes up, and then they are dashed. So, this eye switch, all you have to do is melt the ice. They didn't want you to, like, do a super high shot like this, melt the ice, and not hit the switch. So, they just programmed it that if you melt the ice, you get through. So you can melt it with fire arrows, or just go over there and Din's fire. It's pretty hilarious. I'm gonna fall down here, ricochet to the middle of... Ah, just barely missed it. You can get all the way over here in that one bounce. Not a big deal. Where is my bomb bag? Yeah, they still make steel sticks. I could alternatively get an ESS adapter for Wii, like Virtual Console. But those are made by like 1 or 2 people who live in Japan, and I have to get it like custom made, and they're kind of expensive for this hobby of mine, but I might think about it one day as a treat to myself. Oh. And I equipped over nuts. Oh, another thing to explain about Forest Temple, you have to kill all these ghosts. So if I were to die in that room before, or like save and crash, I'd have to go through the dungeon again to get back to this spot to kill that ghost. Similarly, the first key I got in the room to the right, like up the stairs, if you don't kill the enemies in that room, the enemies won't spawn in the bow room up top. And obviously that never comes up in the main game because you have to get that key to get through the dungeon. But if you like have a forest temple like is barren or something, and you just want to like get the medallion, go through it, you are required to actually just do basically every room. It's one of the weird quirks that might throw you off. It like never comes up, but because why would you go in that room? Because in Forest you need all the keys to get through. So unless you like skip that room, get all the keys, luckily, it's not gonna come up. But just a weird quirk, bit of knowledge I wanted to share. Alright. So now we're past the part of this dungeon where there's any more keys, so all this that's left can be items. There's only 2 checks left. I will save before Phantom Ganon, because I have crashed on him before. I went the wrong way, because I'm not used to doing it like this. So yeah, I used to pull these backwards, because I think it's a little faster, but now that there's chest size matches contents, you can push them forward and peek at this chest without going in the room to see if it's big or not. It's small, so I don't need it, but I do need this skull. So, like, rather than having to enter that room to see it, which is what you do if you had to walk backwards, you get to, like, just run by and go, oh, skip it or dip it. Is that a thing people say? Probably not, but... Alright. Phantom Ganon, also one of the tougher bosses if you mess it up. Hopefully I don't. Most of the bosses have pretty good quick kill strats. This is intense music for this. There's two Phantom Ganons. One of them is brighter and makes noise. If you have, like, stereo speakers, you can tell which one it is. It's also the one that's farther back. Did I save? I'm always paranoid about that, since I already crashed. And using my headphones that I'm wearing, I got to know that this guy was coming to the right, so that was a bonus for the headphones that I don't usually wear. Alright. So we're trying to get under him. It's easier with magic. And play as little tennis as possible, because tennis ain't fun. And the closer you are to him, the less chance he has of reflecting it back. I lost my crouch stab damage, but that's fine. He's gonna be far away. Get down here. Oh, he's so far away. I do want to leave a little space if he goes upwards, that way... Like, if we're in mid-range, he can react faster than I can, so I want to be farther. But if I can get close range and neither of us can react, that's better for me. So it's sort of a balancing act. If I have bigger on sword, you can, like, one-cycle him, I think. Oh, I could have showed off a glitch there. That would have been a good thing to do. It's not something that I'm allowed to do in this rule set, but just to show it off, I could have shown off Infinite Sword Glitch, and that makes that fight kind of funny and free. But that's fine that we didn't. Actually don't know if I need to do this, but it gets me a skull, so... I'm gonna play the Sun Song to get to Kakariko at night. Not Kakariko, Kokiri. Grab this skull. Where are you? 28, okay. You can get that skull with just hover boots by doing a series of weird hovers from rooftops, I'm pretty sure. Didn't have to do that this time, but... Just wanted to point that out. There's a couple things, like... Sometimes you get a weird seed where it's like 40 skulls is like your hook shot, and you have to like know... You don't have to know, but it pays off to know stuff like that, because it can certainly happen that like you need 40 skulls to... And there's only like 42 that are in logic. So knowing a couple little tricks to get out of logic skulls is a pretty good thing. Alright, we're gonna get this. Alright. Got the Scarecrow song. Gonna get these 2 checks, and I'm just gonna rush off to Spirit. I have the hookshot now. Not sure why I decided to come here. Just like wanted to do something while I was thinking, but yeah, Spirit is the place to be because we can actually beat the dungeon now. That's not true. We need the shield, which we can get after 2 more skulls. Is there a quick place I can get 2 skulls? Yes. Am I happy about it? No. This is also... The fish I'm getting isn't the fish you're supposed to get, but Randomizer both changed the way fish work and the requirement just so it's easier. Don't really like that aspect of it, but it's fine. Not a big deal. Oh. We're actually just going to leave our horse behind. Oh, I know where I can get this skull. Actually, there's a couple places. Yeah, there's skulls everywhere. Alright, so we're gonna get our mirror shield, then go to Spirit Temple. Where are you? This guy's a jerk. You have to kill him or he'll knock you off. He turned around. Where are you? It's like stuck behind. Okay. If I don't kill him, he's gonna knock me off the ladder. And it's gonna be really annoying. Only fishing was that fun. I think fishing in this game is really fun, but real life fishing, I can take it or leave it. Where am I headed? Another gripe about the GameCube controller is there's not a C up button. The X, Z, and Y buttons are mapped to C left, down, and right, but C up, you have to use the C stick. So playing Ocarina, when I roll into the walls and mash C up, I have to mash up on a stick. It's not ideal. I'd rather press buttons, but there's levels of survival we're prepared to accept. Alright, so I'm gonna get this skull. And I'm gonna go here. This is the one check in the game outside of Ganon's castle that is blocked by Strength 3. And since I got Strength 3 so early, I probably should have just done it back then. Because it was pretty odd to get it that early. It could be nothing. Sometimes there's a signal in the noise. It could have been the noise. And it was. And conveniently, you might not know this, but if you go to Ganon's castle outside, it turns it to early nighttime. So even though it was day, it's now night. Conveniently, because I want to get a skull in Kakariko Village. Alright, let's see if I can get this quickly with what items I have. Nope. Where are you? So here's the skull house. Up on this roof is our 30th skull. There's a cow. This is Impa's house below us. Impa has a cow, I guess. And you can hear it from the outside, because this game has a ton of love put into it. Like, They thought of all those little details. Quiver. That could have been a bow in logic. There's our mirror shield. As we were expecting. There's a ton of different things about this game that are like way ahead of its time. Like I said, it was one of the first 3D games. And a lot of like standard features now come from this game. Like my footsteps make different noise when I walk on sand, tile, wood. There's like a ton of little details in the game. There's a bunch of masks, and a lot of the NPCs give you different dialogue when wearing them, like way more than you'd expect. Alright, so this is the check I skipped earlier because I didn't have Zelda's Lullaby at the time. And I know it's a key, because I need it to be a key to continue the dungeon. Please. Oh, I'm in sand. Yeah, you sink into the sand, little stuff like that. You're meant to long shot to here, I think, but you can hook shot to it. That's in logic. It's another one of those tricks you might need to know, or you'll get confused in a weekly seed. I am gonna save scum this key. I should have equipped the shield while I was doing that. The reason I'm doing that is the Din's Fire chest that I mentioned. If I don't get enough keys, I might be expected to go child and use that key. So if I get like super stuck, I might save scum and just undo that use of key. Probably not gonna happen, but I also just want to save more often anyway, so like it's pretty unlikely to happen with the mirror shield, but I don't have any Colossus Hands hints, I don't think. Okay. So this trigger actually gets two chests to appear. One over there, one over here. And we get... Boo, Zora Tunic, boo. Alright, I'm gonna go over here and yeah, do a little bit of the child side. I'm gonna have to use a chew or unsave. Alright, what do we have? Bombs, yay! So yeah, down there's a key door that we can go through. Oh, please. Hit the spider. We could drop down there and use our key, and the game expects us to do that. Expects us to make that mistake. Which I think means it expects us to have Din's Fire for this. I guess I could go as child and get other checks without it, but I'm not going to do that. If push comes to shove, we can do that, but I'm probably going to keep my bomb bag. Because that's a good item. Though I could get it quickly as child if I go through the dungeon as child. Alright, anyway. To get through this room, you have to kill all these enemies. Hopefully I can do it without, Nope, not like that. It's a little tricky to kill them without hover boots or Song of Time. Especially if you do that. Now the Beamos is back. So like if I was killing that Beamos with bomb shoes, I'd just have lost a bomb shoe. What? Okay. Normally you're a little bit better equipped for this room. Ah! Ow. Do I want to just... I might just go child, get the other keys. I mean, I have to get through this anyway, but... Please, kill him. Thank you. Hopefully that was the tough one. Okay. We did it! Yay! Oh, no, it's... one of them's back alive. No! Why? I am making a fool out of myself. I've played this game before, despite all the evidence to the contrary that I'm giving you. Please. If you have Din's Fire and Magic, I have one of those two. You just, like, throw it and they die. They all die. It's really efficient. Is there a fire arrow strat I can do? My arrows are equipped. Where is he? Maybe if I do it like this, just like jump, okay. It's gonna void me out, but that should open that door, okay. I figured it out. Don't know if I've ever actually done that room that way before. I've seen other people do it. There's a strat you can do where you just like backwalk and he goes through it, but whatever. Our horrific incident of terror is over. If I don't find anything here, I might actually just save scum and do this as child, because I don't really need to do much up here. Like, once I get the keys and the boss key, I can just kind of go to the end. But I think this has to be a key over here. Because otherwise I'd kind of be soft-locked if it wasn't. That's not. So yeah, it is logical that I'm supposed to have magic. So I'm just gonna save scum all that, and just do it as child, because I can get my bomb bag right back. I won't have that progress of going past that room, but I actually don't need it. Because I didn't find anything up there, so never doing that again, this seed. So I'm still not 100% that I can beat the dungeon, but I don't want to like force myself to need magic to progress. That just add another bottleneck. So while it seems a little counterintuitive, this actually isn't awful. I'm trying to think, because it feels like we're missing something. Oh, I didn't click off bombs, but it's because I save reset, yeah. The only thing I can think of is we can do Gerudo Training Grounds, and we haven't. So that's probably where I'm going next, once I'm done with dungeon stuff I can do. So So if you played this game as a child, you might remember Gerudo Training Grounds, or you might not. It was an optional dungeon. At the end of it was the ice arrows, which aren't required to do anything. So yeah. You probably saw it and probably didn't finish it. Maybe you did, I don't know. But in Randomizer, there's like 20 chests in there, so it's pretty good. But it is far away in its own like little area, so you don't tend to not go there, unless you're missing a bunch of items, which we are, or like you have all the items to do it. Like you have to commit to it. And I'm ready to commit at this point. Because I'm running out of stuff to do, and 20 checks is juicy. There are 9 keys in there, but Gerudo is a little tricky in that you need so many items to get all of the checks. I rolled up onto that. I've never seen that before. I did not know that was possible. But yeah, you need so many items to get all the checks that oftentimes if you just go like, oh, 20 chests there, let's just go. You can like leave behind like 3 checks, and since it's so far out of the way, you might like never want to go back there. See, this is a key. As I suspected. Alright, now we're gonna do that flame storage glitch, but we're gonna do it super cool, hopefully. Put the stick away. I'm gonna run over to this door, open it, go through the door. And this just barely works. And light this torch. Normally you're meant to go through this room. Hopefully I lit that torch. I didn't hear the sound effect. And collect all these rupees. And that's going to turn on a permanent torch. Actually, I saw it over there, and it was not an important check, because I looked across the way at the hand, so... Actually, just going to get this. And go adult. I should probably mark off my tunics, not that they matter. Alright, so now we have 2 keys that we couldn't realistically get as adults, because we don't have fire magic. We don't have magic to light the torches as adults, so... do I have enough to just skip? What was in the... There was 2 big chests, right? Yeah, I forget what was in one of them. I didn't mark anything off my tracker, so it must not have been great. Because I'm pretty sure I have... No, I need to get this key down here, or get another one on the way up. So I'll just grab this one. No, I saved... Yeah, I got this key. I saved some after I... Yeah, okay. Sorry. Talking to myself. Sometimes it helps jog the memory. But there was a key right in this room. Oh, by the way, there is an invisible enemy in this room. I'm kind of trying to avoid him. Hopefully he doesn't hit me. Because he is aggressive. He's feisty. I could use Mirror Shield on these suns, but it doesn't work. You actually have to just use this mirror, even if you have the Mirror Shield. So I'm not going to waste time with that. It is kind of weird in Rando. You go through the dungeons in a different order because you have the item. Sometimes you have the item that you need to beat the dungeon before you ever enter it, and a lot of the dungeons, you know, expect you to go through them halfway and get the item in the dungeon, and then go back through the dungeon with it. But good morning, piano guy. Okay, let's. Right, that's where I got that tunic. Okay. Fair enough, game. Alright, so we're just gonna run through here. This room, we don't gotta do any of this. Let's just open this door and go to the end. So here's the spiky wall of death. Gonna do a quick setup to get up here before the Beamos hit me. If I miss that, the Beamos will blast me and I'll have to waste time killing them. If that skull in the middle looks at me, I miss the cycle. Kind of lame, but happens. I'm gonna save, because there's torch slugs in this room, and that might crash. Nope. Alright, this room has crashed for me before. Backflip here with the mirror shield, hit that real quick. Big chest, let's go. Long shot? Fish. Less useful than long shot. Interesting thing to note, this wall, the hole at the bottom of the dungeon, there was a skulltula on the wall. In the room with the bomb bag. Those can only be blown up with bombs and bomb shoes. My hammer wouldn't have broken that rock. So this dungeon is actually bomb locked. Or this boss, rather. So while hammer is a good substitute for bombs most of the time, there's a non-zero number of checks that you actually need bombs for, or bomb shoes. I'm starting to believe the King Zora logic. Because I don't know where else it could be. The item I'm missing. I mean, there's a couple places, but like I said, we have all of GTG to do. So if I go to GTG and it's not there, we might start panicking, but alright, so here's Twin Rova. This is a very RNG heavy boss. There's a bunch of... The Decomp project got a bunch of good info on this boss pretty recently. But basically here, they're gonna fly around and decide to shoot or not. The one on... They have to go over one of the side pillars to shoot, and I want them to be sort of, you know, in front of me. Because I have to reflect one's shots to the other. Really. If they can get in front of me, I can do this and stun them in place, but if they just are behind me, I don't want to stun her in place at a bad spot. So it kind of requires them to just be at a good place. If you move well, you can sort of maximize the chances, but sometimes they just troll you. So that's 2 hits. We need 4. This is Jabu music. Little unsettling outside of Jabu. this should be the last one before we go on to phase 2. I'm gonna stun her, because they can actually shoot too fast and give you a 5th phase. King Zora had Rudo's letter. It's a possibility. I still need to find the other wallet, but... So I'm actually going to shoot her. I'm going to stand far back and shoot her. And that's going to make her spin and start moving to the next platform faster. That way, saves a little bit of time. If you get 3 of the same... Really, that missed. If you get 3 of the same element in a row, it'll shoot back at her. The first phase... There's no RNG. She's going to shoot 3 in a row. Once you start dealing damage to her, now RNG comes into play, where she can throw 3 fire in a row or mix it up with ice. Why did that circle around like that? I got pretty lucky. I did enough damage to one-shot her in this second... stun. I got enough damage to 2-cycle, and I did not get trolled with, like, 1 fire, then 5 ice in a row, or whatever, which can happen. I actually don't know if you can get up to 5 in a row, but you can get trolled pretty hard. Arrows. Alright, so Spirit didn't have much. But that's fine, because we're right near, Gerudo Training Grounds. So you might be thinking, well, you're on the other side of the wasteland, Zemu. How are you going to get to Gerudo Training Grounds from here? I'm glad you asked. In the Haunted Wasteland, there's like an invisible maze of warp planes, which warp you, it's like you fell out of bounds. You're supposed to use the Lens of Truth to traverse it from the front and follow a ghost. But the warp planes are always in the same place, and if you just know the way, you can just run through it forward and or backwards. So hopefully I don't embarrass myself by voiding out, but you can just kind of do this. Alright. Little careful here. And we got there. But we're still not done. There's this part we just follow some flags. They're pretty easy to see. Depending on time of day, I think the sandstorm could be more or less visible, and you can get lost out here for sure. But this is another thing where if you just know where to go, you can use the mini-map. Over here is the bomb shoes salesman. There was that lag spike. If I go over there with my wallet, I can buy bomb shoes. I don't know if that puts bomb shoes into logic. I think it does. Please don't jump. But now I have to cross this. Normally you're supposed to have long shot or hover boots. But with a precise setup, you can backwalk over it and it won't void you down. If you just backwalked willy-nilly, it would sink you down. But you can backwalk forward and backwards through that to skip the hover boots. So all of that was to just skip getting on my horse and jumping over the bridge like we're supposed to, but I wanted to show that off because Marathon, we're doing cool stuff. There's a big chest up there. Did I get the Scarecrow? I'll be sad if I didn't. Alright, so I did that jump slash. I'm gonna go over here and hookshot, and the lady's gonna jump onto the torch, and she's stuck. So we're gonna stab the wall so she doesn't block us. And yeah. Hopefully I did that. I did not do that in time. But yeah, that's a quick way to kill that guard. So her little Easter egg is this guard's garb matches ours, and if we pull out a bomb, it messes with it too. So if we changed our tunic, she would change her tunic. Okay, I do have Scarecrow's song. That's good. Now I can get the chest up top. But first, I'm gonna take my horse and go play some mini games. I do want to get that big chest, but since it was such a big time commitment to come here, I'm gonna full clear this area. Like, I need so many items, I'm just gonna full clear this area. I need like 4 items, potentially. Technically, I could do it with 3, but I guess I need magic too, so yeah, I need 4 items, so it's worth doing this. Normally you're supposed to kill 4 of those guards, by the way, but Randomizer speeds it up because it was such a big commitment to come here at all. Back when you had to do 4, it was like, you waste... If you come here and there's nothing there, you waste like 30 minutes. The goal... I'm trying to get 1500. Swing and a miss. Alright. I can't get 1500 with... because I missed. Okay. So I'll just play the game again. They made it so if you get 1500 the first time, you get both rewards. I try to save enough to just use them on the pots, because the pots are easy to hit, but there's some tension between going fast and getting a good score. Especially, like I say, aiming is hard on VC. I mean, I'd have trouble with this on N64. Oh, I hit a pot. That's not what I wanted to do. Really? I left myself with 3 again. I am just not counting. Okay. Don't mind me, just failing minigames. Alright. I'm a little nervous because we got that Nocturne hint, which probably means I'm gonna have to do more dungeons than I think I will. I shot over... Oh my goodness. I swear I've played this game before. Thought I was gonna embarrass myself on the, like, stupid Kakariko archery, but it's this one. There is a setting called Scrub Settings, where this 1500 check is turned off. Just a little mercy. I have to hit all 7 of these. I am not running on that. Maybe I should have, but usually this isn't a problem. Like, that's what you're supposed to do to just get it for sure, but I just keep leaving myself with 1 too few arrows. Like, I try to get 1500 without going to the pots, because you have to wait for the coming back, and that's super slow. Yeah, let's just blame VC aiming. Couldn't have been anything else. Alright, so let's hope I don't mess this up. Nice. Little time saver. Though if I mess up, it's a time waster, because I have to climb back up again. Yes, more bombs. Alright, so this scarecrow appears. You can barely reach this guy without the long shot. Come on. If you slash, you won't fall off the ledge, so you can actually get a little closer to the ledge without risking falling off by slashing your sword. all it was a quiver. I thought this was gonna be easier, but this seed is not cooperating, as it sometimes doesn't. But maybe things will just turn out good right now. Wallet. Okay, that puts King Zora into logic, but I still don't have a single bottle, which is actually crazy for 2 hours in. Alright, so this is Gerudo Training Ground. Oh, I do have Green Potion. Yes, thank you. I didn't mark it. I should mark it. Do a couple stabs there. That usually sets you up to hit this. Ah, you're supposed to ricochet off that wall past the firewall. Fine though. Not a big deal. So we're gonna go around collecting these silver rupees. I'm gonna save. Got a little scared of the crash. Yeah, we need a tracker command, but just yell at me in chat if I mess it up. On my streams, I'm notorious for just like being at the end of the game and looking, it's like, oh, there's like 5 things I didn't mark. Anyone like following along knows, but anyone who comes in the middle can get pretty confused because it's not immediately apparent in Randomizer, because you can do the game in any order, or you can do the game in a much different order than you're used to, so that's why the tracker's there. Just keep you guys informed, and if I don't update it, then what good is it? Alright, I took a ton of damage there. Hopefully I don't get eaten by these likes. But you're about to see why this place is so good. So in this room there's 4 chests. One's invisible. One's up there taunting you. That's an ice trap in the main game. It's to like misdirect you from the fact that there's... The invisible chest has the key. Bug, okay. Another bottle doesn't help us. If this doesn't give me anything, I'm just gonna go to Ice Cavern. Because I think it's King Zora, and I can get blue fire there without farming. And it could be King Zora, it could just be Deep Fire too. I didn't want to open that. So I'm actually going to void out here. It's going to cost me a heart, but I have double defense. That bow is my low health sound effect. But yeah, voiding out here gets us back up. That's a key. Looks like a small chest. It gets us back up here without playing the Scarecrow song. Just saves a little time. That's a key in that chest. I only need like 5 keys in this dungeon. Normally you need 7 to get to the end, but I can see that the end item isn't an important one, so I'm gonna get this key. But so normally you're supposed to like do some puzzles, but you can just roll into this chest and open it through the fire. And rolling usually gives you invincibility. Like at the end of your roll you get invincibility, so not too worried about dying. That's arrow, right. Just want to make sure it's not long shot. Oh. Excuse me? This might be a long shot. Only no, okay. Oh my goodness, hit the torch. Alright, I am gonna save, because this room crashes sometimes too. And by sometimes I mean it happened like once, and I'm deathly scared of it ever since. I'm just like very shell-shocked by it crashing super early in the stream. Like usually it doesn't crash. Get that. Alright, our health situation is ameliorated. Where am I? Alright, now we're gonna peek at the key maze. We have enough keys to get pretty far, but we can just like look and see those are not useful items, so we're gonna skip them. There's actually ways to just like see everything from without having to go through the doors, but I'd rather waste like 20 seconds to make sure than like peek and go, oh, that's nothing, and have it be the item. So, but I saw an item here pretty quick, so gonna do this. Long shot, let's go. Unfortunately, that doesn't do much for us. Where am I headed? Little roundabout, but I guess I'm gonna go over here. I'm headed to Ice Cavern. Oh, I don't have the scale. Where am I? So I guess I'll just go up the river. Yeah, I haven't been to river at all this seed, so that's a pretty good place. So normally I'm supposed to have Rudo's letter to get to Ice Cavern, but there's a glitchless jump you can do. Maybe I'll get a chance to show it off. If I get an item, like if I find Rudo's letter in Zora's River, I'm just gonna go Child and do Jabu. I know Jabu doesn't have any items in it, but it will let me move King Zora, so I don't have to risk failing that jump, which, given how this seed's gone so far, not too far-fetched a thing to worry about. And, yeah, it's gonna let me do a dungeon, and when we get that medallion, so normally in the game if you get Spirit and Shadow medallions, you get light arrows at Temple of Time. So if we beat Jabu, there's no items in Jabu, but we do get an item at Temple of Time. So even though Jabu is barren, it could still be locking out an item because Temple of Time. Alright, so this is the first time I'm going to do a ground jump. So I roll into that bomb and try to pick it up. And then the next time I side hop or backflip, it's going to just pop me up vertically. So there's no jump button in this game because jumping vertically is kind of broken when the game's not designed for it. So that wasn't a big skip, but it just like lets you do some things. We're going to definitely see it a lot in Ice Cavern. Been a minute since I've checked a hint, and I still am missing 2 Way of the Hero hints, unless I got a duplicate. In a meadow, sheep teaches Zelda's lullaby. Okay, we already got that. Gonna make our way up here. That's a rupee, that's not necessary. I'm gonna grab this hint. Deku Tree is on the way to the hero. Okay, well, that's where I got Hammer, right? Yeah. There's a pretty loaded Deku if I remember. This is a tough part for me in particular because I never remember things. This is making me want to go do Fire Temple now. Is this an all dungeon seed? We did most of DC. We're probably going to have to do more of Fire. Alright, so there's King Zora, the boy. So here's how we skip it. I didn't pull out my sword. Hopefully this works. So you do basically Zelda 101, you do a rain dance, and then you get to do something fancy. I'm surprised that went as quick as it did. Because I had to do an ESS turn, which is the thing that's much harder on VC because you don't have good turning. It's one of those dead zone things. Ocarina of Time is Song of Time. Okay. So yeah, the 3 stone dungeons, normally they open up Ocarina of Time and the ability to go adult. But in Randomizer, all it does is gives you a song. That song could be required or not. Song of Time doesn't block much, but it could block our Water Temple boss key. I might check the spoiler log for that if it gets closer, because that's going to be a big time loss that I won't know about till it's going to be a surprise, and that's going to be bad for meeting estimates. So I might just check that right now. Just that one check in Water Temple. I can get to it with glitches that I'm not allowed to do to save me from doing those dungeons, but I might have to do them anyway, so. We'll see. So I'm feeling kind of back against the wall now. Hopefully this song we get's good. Hopefully this isn't a mercy kill situation. Please turn around. Usually you can full clear a seed in about this time, but we didn't get our hookshot or bomb bag till super late. And those are the 2 items that really like slow you down. let's just stay positive. Do what we can. Alright, so that's a small chest. Nope. So we are gonna drink our potion, drop our bugs into the fire or the ice, whatever they prefer. Probably get trolled by these keys. Now we're going to use our blue fire to finish the dungeon. I'm going to safety save. That way if we crash, we're just here. Alright, I'm gonna try a glitchless strat. So in this next room there's a block puzzle, and there's a bunch of glitchless jumps you can do that are way harder than the speedrun equivalent of those. Oh my goodness. And this room is probably why ground jumps are allowed, if I had to guess. Messed it up, but I'll try it. So if you do... No, I missed it. You can sort of backwalk off that, and it will, like, give you a jump forward. Super cool if you do it. I messed it up, so I'm just gonna ground jump. Alright, so here's this red ice that you need blue fire to get through, but you can just jump slash into it. Yeah, there's a hover strat too. You can like hover over to this, and like, it's called a gainer. It's just a backflip, but you move forward, and you can skip this ground jump if you can gainer over here. The glitchless jumps are super cool when you can do them. Problem is, if you void out in this room, you go back to the beginning of the dungeon, and that's kind of slow. And you risk voiding out because all the glitchless jumps involve you using the void, like jumping over the pit to get some height. So, as cool as they are, I'm not confident enough in them that I'm just gonna use some ground jumps. Because I haven't had bombs, so I haven't really had the ability to show them off even. Alright. Mini boss of this dungeon. And he's dead. Right. So normally you get iron boots here, and then you get the song. Minuet is not the song I wanted. That means Burning Cack has Song of Storms. So now I'm going to void out on purpose. I'm not 100% sure about this. Oh, I see up in the middle and look down. There's an item in the bottom of this lake I should have mentioned. I was looking to see if it was something important. Death Mountain Crater. I think that's 2 Death Mountain Crater hints. But I think I only got Nocturne. Alright, so you're supposed to move him. I think it's been a while, but I think you can just clip through him. I don't know if this is allowed in the rule set, but coming back here is super slow, so like while the ice is melting, you can roll through them. I don't think I'm supposed to do that, but I'm just gonna cheat, because, yeah. I figured it was that, because that's the wallet. That was the second item, yeah. So yeah, sorry for cheating, but that saved me like 5 minutes. Yeah, it's not allowed but for the marathon. I would have hovered over if I had to. I'm not climbing back up here. Hovering's another glitch that you're not supposed to do, but we are low on time, kind of. Actually, let's just do this. I was gonna go clean up some adult stuff, but the only other thing I can think of that was kind of early in logic that I haven't done is Zora's Domain. I can enter that place and with the scale, and there might be an item there. This is kind of out of the way, but yeah, I got a pretty brutal seat. Where am I going? Zora's. Oh, I don't have that though. Alright, yeah, it's been a while since I've been shot, so I can do Bombchu Bowling now. That's 2 checks. I'll do that real quick. And then I'll save warp to Kakariko and make my way... Oh, no, I have scale now, so I can, yeah. What am I talking about? I can get to Zora's Domain very quickly. Oh my goodness. Oh, were you in the weekly flag? The weekly started like 2 hours before this one was scheduled to start, so I did not dare join. I did finish last week's weekly in 2 hours, which is crazy for me. Just gonna make sure I don't have lens. Okay. I tried to vet it. My friend might have just trolled me, because this is not a seed I would have given to him. So I did give a friend a seed and told him to look at the spoiler log for certain things, like all dungeons, bigger on required. There's a couple things, but sometimes even if you vet the seed, you can get some, you can just last location a couple bottlenecks, and there's really nothing you can do about it. Just a non-racing enthusiast. Fair enough. Alright, so there's 2 checks here that we're in logic pretty early, but we didn't get them super early because we had to go adult and get the claim check. But there's a non-zero chance that Rudo's letter is here, and that's what we were meant to do. But so it's gonna seem a little weird. I'm gonna start this minigame and then just walk away. That's because I'm going to set up another check while I do this. So I light this torch, and then light this torch, and then set up flame storage. Now I'm going to jump down here and collect these rupees. You have plenty of time to do this, even if the rupees are spread out. I don't think I've ever failed the diving portion while doing this. I used to not be able to do flame storage, and you just like lit it and then went here. Still saved a little time, but not as much. And it's a big boy. Let's go. I am gonna just check the guy up top. there's always a stick here. We don't need sticks, but if you're looking for a place to farm some sticks, you can go in the shop, hit that pot, come out. Not the fastest, but it's better than like going back to Kokiri if you need sticks for Jabu's belly. But yeah, this guy, if we leave the area, he'll forget that we won his game, and we'll have to beat it again. So I just want to make sure I do that before I leave. Lens. Okay. So that opens up one check. Excuse me. We got Requiem as our starting song, so it's not a factor for this seed. But if you need to go through the wasteland from front to back, like logically, to get out there for the first time, or even any time, the seed will put Lens of Truth in logic as a potential way of the hero item. Like I said, you can skip that if you know the strats, but it's just if you're like worried about, you want to get into Randomizer. Hopefully you do. The seed's not doing a good job of selling you on it, but it's fun anyway, even when you're getting trolled. But yeah, if you're required to do that, the logic still lets that one check be in, even though most of the racers can skip it, just to make it a little bit more fair. Like, the hookshot trick in Forest Temple, you could learn that mid-race if someone wanted to be like, hey, did you know that this strat exists? You might need to do it. You could learn that in a minute. Lensless Wasteland is a pretty tough sell for things you could learn and are required to learn, so they don't do it. And it's a big chest, and it's iron boots. I was gonna save warp out, but I think it's faster to just leave. You can't play Ocarina in this room unless you do Put Away OI, which is hard, and I don't know how to do it, and it's definitely banned in this rule set. Not that I'm necessarily following this rule set, but... I've already tainted this run by cheating, but it was worth it. Alright, so so now I can do water, everything but one check, which I don't think it can be that because it's Song of Time locked. And I guess there is a chance I need Song of Time. Actually, I'm gonna pull up spoiler log and just look for River Chest in Water Temple. Where are you, Water Temple? Control F. River. Okay, it's nothing important. If it was that, then I would have to for sure do Fire and Shadow. I'm pretty sure I have to do Shadow anyway. But I can actually enter it now because I have magic. So I'm pretty sure that's just where the seed's gonna go. Just do Water Temple, then I can get Rudo's Letter in Shadow Temple. So even with all the trolls, we're still probably gonna get in underestimate. Which, like, goes to show you how, consistent rando can be. It only takes so much time to full clear the game. Oh, I should have showed off the long shot strat. Too late. Little time save here. If you, like, swim into this lip, it pushes you up. Okay, that was a small key. Actually saves a little bit of time. Oh, but then I wasn't up at the edge. Whatever. Alright, these are probably the worst enemies in the game. When their spikes are out, they have to be hit twice. Like, they can only be killed when they're in rock form. Please. And they can go back to spike form in basically 1 frame. Like, if they decide to just keep turning into spikes, you will never kill them. Like, you won't kill them unless they decide you're allowed to kill them. A little annoying. Yeah, water temple enemies are the worst. Right, hopefully I can do this. I have bombs equipped. So normally you're meant to angle to raise the water level. I don't trust that. And come back here, but with precise side hop, jump slash, you can get up here. You can do it without pause buffering. That actually looked like not a key. Yeah, it was not a key. Way faster than coming back up. If you have hover boots, you can also like hover over the center and side hop. Way easier. There's another way you can do it where you like side hop and then targeting the wall pushes you forward. I don't know how to do that one. I learned the jump slash method and it's fine. It looks cool too. Oh, and here's our boss key. So we are gonna save warp to the top. You can bomb chew it underwater? Nice. Oh, like bomb chew it from the top and swim down? So yeah, this is the beauty of Water Temple is I don't have to do the rest of it. Ruto's Letter could be here, but I got Death Mountain Crater Way of the Hero with Nocturne, so I'm thinking it's that. I'm gonna I actually don't know where this Scarecrow trigger is. Probably not, yeah. So I have to get the water level up. And I don't want to go through and like hit a bunch of switches. So I'm going to take a weird route. I'll check this while do I... It has to be Nocturne, right? I'm gonna get it. I saw that it was big and I'm tainted. I probably should have just lensed it now that I'm here, but whatever. I don't want that to be Ruto's Letter, which I don't think it can be, but this is another, like, waste a minute, save 2 hours. Because I'm never going to come back here. Like, this will be the last place I come back. Water Temple is not good for checks. Biggeron Sword, that might have actually been worth it. No, I have Boomerang. I need Ruto's Letter. I have Nocturne to get to Shadow, but I don't have Hover Boots. Maybe that's my saving grace, is I don't have Hover Boots. So I can't do most of Shadow, so maybe I don't have to. Alright, let's hope this works. I'm gonna save. It actually doesn't matter, but... Actually, can I Scarecrow? I guess not. You can actually... I'm wearing Iron Boots! Cool, 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 cool. So, yeah. You can jump up there. That saves you from raising the water level. I accidentally equipped Iron Boots when I pulled out my Ocarina. That's one of the saving graces of not getting Iron Boots till super late, is you press the C buttons, not C buttons, the D-pad. They like hot Hot equipped those items, so you don't have to keep pausing to put on your boots, which was like what made water temples super slow in vanilla. So you don't have to do that. But, I guess I just fat finger the keys, so half the time when I pull out Ocarina, I just put on boots by accident. So that's what happened. Little annoying. So you can make this jump. Would have been embarrassing if I missed it, because I wasted all that time, but if I missed it again, I would have just raised the water. Alright. And the reason you need to raise that is, the boss is right here. I don't have hover boots, so I'm gonna have to do this legit. If you have hover boots, you can just run up here and not... I guess it's... you can saunter up here. It's not really a run. But it's much more strict with regular boots. So, nice. Quick Morpha. So normally you're supposed to step on the middle to start the Morpha cutscene. Quality of life feature. Morpha just starts. And if you quick shot her... Ah, no. You can get her in this corner. And then she never stood a chance. Oh yeah, the door strat. There's a slight, like, corner in the door. You can get Morpha stuck in that. I haven't tried learning it yet. I see Marco do it all the time. Marco's a really good Zelda speedrunner. He does it when he does MST, I think. It's faster because I don't have to bring her over to the corner, but if you mess up, Morpha goes in the water, and you gotta hookshot her out. I'll grab this key. I might have to come back here. I'm gonna take this opportunity to look for the toilet check, because that's the other Song of Time check I'm worried about. It's not under toilets in in the log. I don't use spoiler logs often. Oh, it's in Gerudo Training Ground. That's where it would be. Okay, why am I going here? I got mixed up looking at my spoiler log. Because there's one check that could be Song of Time locked, I think, left. And I want to know that, because that's... that's the one thing that could waste a bunch of time. Okay, it doesn't look like it's there. So if it comes down to it and I have to, you know, look at the spoiler log to find, like, hover boots to beat this place or something, there's only so much time that can waste, so I just want to know, GTG Silver Rupee, maybe. I just want to know that it's not that. So in my preparation for this, I did a lot of seeds with the plan of, if I'm not going to finish in 3.5 hours, you know, start cheating and looking at the spoiler log. And in one of those races, I had, like, you know, I just needed one item. I think it was, like, Boomerang. Which is close to what this seed is. Jump slash to get him out of the ground. Do a precise amount of damage with the Master Sword so he doesn't go back down. I do have Bigoron sword, but that just saves. He would have dug down again instead of turning around right there. So that was the quick kill on that guy. That was about as good as it could have gone. Alright, so we need hover boots. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to see how much I have to cheat. And I got super trolled in one seed, because I got the river heart piece, that one I checked earlier, was the boomerang, and that was all dungeons, just like this seed. So, I was like, oh, all I need is the boomerang. At 20 minutes left, I can check, and just go do it. But then I got trolled, and it was like 2 dungeons extra I had to do. So I wanted to just check those key checks to make sure that doesn't what it is. That's not what I have to do. So now I'm pretty firmly in the spot where I think no matter what, I can start cheating and get it done in 20 minutes. I guess maybe deep fire would be a concern, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. How are we doing for time on the marathon? I think my estimate was changed to 3:45. That extra time might come in handy, so not upset about that. More time's always better. I was hoping to get like a 3-hour seed and catch the marathon back up. Hopefully I don't overrun my time. I think we're fine. It's probably just in bottom of the well. Bottom of the well, just like Gerudo Training Ground. Just hit 3 hours. Okay. I mean, like, if I go overtime, like, is the marathon late? I think it's a little behind, so I want to finish early. I certainly don't want to finish too late. I was trying to figure out when I should start cheating, if at all. I mean, it's just gonna, positive vibes. It's just gonna be in the bottom of the well. No cheating required. But I got 45 minutes. Don't think it'll take that long. Check that as I jump over it. Yeah, this place, look at all these chests on the mini-map. There's a ton of chests here. My equips are bad. That's another very important thing that good runners do that I necessarily don't do, is get your equips right. So I knew I was going to need bombs in this dungeon. And I just didn't equip them when I paused. I will need other things, but just like that little presence of mind. I think I changed my angle. Hopefully this strat works. Not what I meant to do, but it worked. The boomerang can actually hit freestanding objects. The crate heart piece in the graveyard, you can grab that with boomerang if you know how to line it up. That's not in logic, but I think I checked this, but just double sure. You can get that with boomerang out of logic or faster than the intended way of planting a bean. Oh, now I have Deku's sword. I think that's fine. Deku's sword, Kokiri's sword. But yeah, I think if it's not here, I'm just gonna go to Fire Temple. Where is he? Oh, awful spawn. And I got caught. There's an invisible chest in this room. I want to open it first, because, faster than killing this guy. So yeah, these guys, yeah, they sway for a certain amount of time before going down. You can use their, like, arm oscillations to time it. No. I want to be a little careful. So if you get grabbed by the hand, when he dives down, he kicks up dirt. If you get grabbed by the hand and the dirt knocks you out of the hand, you can get stuck in the I'm grabbed animation, but it'll knock you out of the hand. So you can get stuck there. You can soft lock. Speaking of soft locks, let's save. For those of you who missed it, 8 minutes into my run, I crashed. I think it was just a VC crash. I have enough keys. So I've been on edge. So there's a check under the dirt over here. You can see it poking out if it's a big chest, but I just, better safe than sorry. I'm gonna... Okay. I will never come back for that chest if I saw it and thought it was nothing, so that's how we lose an hour. I mean, it'll just go down to spoiler log, so I guess it's not a big deal. Alright, go through the floor. There's a bunch of invisible holes in that floor. But I wanted to fall. Alright, so now we're just gonna go adult. No, I did check that. Okay, yeah, I routed that in. So I think I'm looking for hover boots to get into Shadow Temple. So yeah, we're gonna give it a couple more checks in Fire Temple. Before I give up on this. Just because if it's deep in Fire Temple, I might need to just, like, know how to skip it. Oh, actually... Did I get this? If I did, it was a long... No, I couldn't have, yeah. So I skipped this chest because I got the item I needed. I got hookshot for Forest Temple. No, I did go here, okay. This is what happens to me at the end of 3-hour seed. Oh, there's also... There's a check in Hyrule Field and 2 Song of Storms checks. What is the Check of Legends? I don't know all the meme names. So if you watch the weekly races on... Like, the weekly races on SRL, the commentators have a bunch of, like, meme names for checks. The invisible chest in bottom of the well that I got has a name. It's like George or something. I don't know. The Boulder of Destiny is the boulder right next to... Oh, I have Fire Tunic. Yes, this will work. Ah, I didn't grab it in time. Right next to the castle in Hyrule Field. There's a bunch of like names that don't really make sense unless you follow that scene often. I'm usually racing. I try to race every week, so I don't see I don't know a ton of the memes, unfortunately. Yeah, if you're interested in this randomizer, might be a good idea to watch some seeds, watch some people play. They do a good spread, so it's not always like, you know, the 4 best players in the race, or 2, you know, it depends on how many people they have to track. But it's between like 2 and 4 people they highlight, and hopefully I can not aggro. They do a pretty good job over there. I don't watch it a ton because I'm usually racing. And if I do watch, I tend to watch like 1 or 2 of my friends, but it's certainly a good place to watch if you want knowledgeable people. Darn it, I think I messed it up. There's a cool strat you can do here. I got it wrong, so I'll just do the backup. Do a ground jump. Oh. Oh, really? That missed? Okay. Oh. Camera change almost trolled me. Alright, so usually you don't want to do fire, because... So the way Fire Temple is laid out is, the lore is, you need to free the Gorons to get the keys, because they're going to feed the Gorons to the dragon. So to put that many Gorons in, to make it, like, I don't know, believable that it's, all the Gorons, is there's 9 keys in this dungeon, and each Goron guards a key. So there's a bunch of checks here, but all of them are keys. Almost all of them. Please be Hoverboot so I don't have to fight the boss. Bomb bag. Okay, I'm gonna cheat a little bit here. And check my spoiler log for Fire Temple. Because this boss is gonna take some time, and if it's not it, I just want to get on with the seeds, so... Arrows, bomb shoots, rupees. Okay, it is not the Fire Temple, so I'm just gonna... We had to cheat. Had to do it to him. But that's a pretty big time commitment to beat that boss and then climb the dungeon again. Hover boots adjacent. Almost. Watch it be like a check that I like missed and forgot about. So it actually happened to me in a race. I was in like I joined some tournament and I was in like the playoffs. I don't know. It was like a bracket tournament. It wasn't like It was one race against one person, which I don't usually do. I'm usually just only in the weeklies. But I was racing against one person, and there was a hint that said Death Mountain Crater's Way of the Hero. And the rock at the top, I just never went under it. The whole race. And I just convinced myself that I went there early, blew it up, and then save scummed it, because I was there super early with bomb shoes. So I just convinced myself that I'd checked it, and I hadn't. So every time I walked by it with, I would see the the rock over it, and go, oh, I must have checked that, otherwise... otherwise I would have, like, I must have save scummed the chew or something, and I just never got it. I hit that switch earlier, but I'm gonna try something cool because it's cool to show off. Save. So you can light the eyes with bomb chews. Don't climb the ladder. If you climb that ladder while this explosion happens, you get soft locked. Yeah, I probably should learn better, but I didn't check it, and I got super punished. There was no way I would ever finish that race, because it was a required item, and I just, like, totally skipped it. Because I got something else, you know, there's a song in Death Mountain Crater, so I just, like, convinced myself it was the song. Went chasing after my hopes and dreams and never finding them. So that's why I'm being a little careful here. Nice. Alright, so we got all the way here, and then left because we'd have to use choose, and we only had 3, and then we ended up never using those 3. So big Sag if this is Rudo's letter. This is probably a spot where someone who's smarter than me would just be able to look at the logic and go like, oh, well, I needed Rudo's letter to get here and here. But I don't actually think... There was nothing in Ice Cavern. Like, I got Minuet, which I didn't need. So... I don't think there's actually anything to glean from there. Yeah. Surely I checked there. I think I figured out what it was, is I was there super early with bomb shoes. Thought about going there because I had the hint, and save scumming the bomb shoe, and I just told myself, oh no, I'm low health, like, I'll just, like, burn up and die. And so I just didn't do it. And it was very sad. Alright, we're kind of running up on time, so I might just... Now, there's only so many places it could be. It's probably like Hyrule Field. There's an Iron Boots Grotto, and then the Epona check. That's a shield. I guess I'm right by the field, so let's go do those. And then there's one check in Kokiri Forest. A Song of Storms check. My thinking is it has to be early, but... At this point, yeah. Actually, I don't know if I can do I don't know if I know the tricks to do Shadow without hover boots. Is sort of the... Let's see. I guess I only need to do a Mega Flip. So let's check the spoiler log. For Shadow Temple to see how deep it is. Because I'm pretty sure it's Rudo's letter in Shadow Temple. I just don't know how deep. So there's these 10 Poghosts. Normally you're supposed to get all 10, but Randomizer not gonna let you do tedious stuff. I equipped the wrong bottle, that's cool. Yeah, this is just how rando goes sometimes. I did play a little sloppy. I like failed that minigame like 10 times. Alright, Rudo's letter is in Shadow Temple. Hint chest. Alright, we're gonna go for it. Maybe I should just check for hover boots, but I don't think I need hover boots. I keep going the wrong way. This will actually let me show off some cool glitches that aren't allowed in this rule set. So a little sad it came down to cheating, but at least I get to show off some cool stuff. All I needed was hover boots, which is probably in Kokiri Forest, if I had to guess. Oh. I do have to... Right. Hopefully I can do this. Normally you're not supposed to do this. This is super mega cheating. Now, yeah, I don't usually do glitched dungeons. I'm one of the weird people who knows a few more glitches than I need to do these randos, but I don't know enough to do... There's another tier of rando, or another rule set called DDR, Dungeon Door Requirement. That would let you do this trick. All you have to do is, like, enter dungeons and go through boss doors by their intended means. Okay. Just making sure. What I'm trying to do here is, it's basically a ground jump, but backflip. And it's called a mega flip. It'll push me back with some speed. So I'll backflip with that amount of speed that I had that pushed me back a little bit, and it'll launch me onto the tongue. Might be easier to hover. I mean, this isn't a hard trick, I just don't do it often. So there we are. We're cheating. We're filthy cheaters. But we gotta finish. I should just pull up the spoiler. Map chest, hover boots. Oh, I guess I'm logged in. Please. Oh, I didn't. I saved Scum Bigoron sword. Right. These are Gibdos. They're slightly different from Redeads. They're more annoying. Only slightly. But yeah. Oh, my health is low. Do I have... hopefully there's nothing else I need hovers for. It certainly helps at a certain spot. And it's the wind hint. So normally you can clip through this grate down here and get to the end, but it's the check right before that, and I'd have to cross a gap with another mega flip. And there's a fan blowing, so I kind of just have to do the dungeon normally. Actually, Rudo's letter. Could I just skip Rudo's letter? I might just, Oh, I didn't hit them all? Oh, really? If you throw that nut in the right place, you can stun all 3 of these. I only hit 1, maybe 2. Alright, I'm just gonna check invisible blades. Falling spike is boss key. Is this the fabled just rush through it? Freestanding key. Oh, that's the pot, yeah. Yeah, it's just rush through it. Okay. Oh, I need towers. Okay, I have to be a little careful. I say as I walk into it. So now I'm gonna have to do that mega flip again. Alright, at this point, I think this is gonna be too slow, so I'm just gonna... Oh, I'm shambling. I'm just gonna cheat differently. If I have to hover over King Zora, I will. I'm gonna buy some bomb chews and try to do the, I don't know what it's called, but there's a strat where you blow up a bomb chew while climbing a ledge. Ledge storage, probably. Yeah, I am terribly sorry about this. This was, like, last check hovers. Pretty close to last check, long shot, I think. Yeah, like, it was just a lot of... The stuff was all in the way, it was, I just went the wrong way. The people talking with that music. Really creepy. Yeah. If cheating isn't solving your problems, you're just not doing enough of it. I just want to be a little careful and get enough chews so I can do this a couple times, because I only have 1 chew left. Yeah, they have as a tagline on Rando is every seed can sub 4. I probably could have actually sub 4'd this if I didn't crash and didn't fail that minigame a bunch. Because Shadow Temple goes much faster when you're not doing glitches you don't know how to do. I know how to do it, it's just I don't do it often. Yeah, I think OOT is one of the best randomizers. The game just feels designed for rando. Like, so many... I could have got here faster, but here we are, whatever. So many, like, you know, these little warps, you know, these, like, map warps open up checks as well if you get the items out of order. So normally this is just, you know, this warp to Zora's River is just here to save you some time. Like, you get through the game, you have to climb all the way up here, and then you get the scale and you can just come back here much faster. All these little shortcuts make when and how you get items matter more. So, like, for instance, in this seed, I didn't get Minuet till basically the end of the game. after I'd gotten both the songs and beaten Forest Temple, so it was entirely useless to me. But the song I want to see most as my first song check is probably Minuet, because do I have to destroy this sign? I actually don't know. Once again, I don't really know. Do I have to use the sign? Hopefully that worked. So hopefully I'm kind of glitched and can just go through King... No, I can't. Okay. Alright, I will try this... cute angle clip. Maybe this only works as adult? I don't know. Alright, bomb hovering. I'm gonna save. I got it for a second. Did I lose it? I did lose it. So I'm gonna try to pick up this bomb while crouch stabbing. And you saw my sword got kind of glowy. If I can do it, please, game.
Hey, Zima, can you hear me?
Yes. I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Cosmo was saying that you might not be able to. I think it is about time.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, sorry I couldn't finish. All I have to do is beat this next dungeon, but yeah, I got super trolled, and that's the way it goes sometimes. You didn't miss much. So, sorry I couldn't finish the game, but I got super trolled by the seed and probably my friend, too. I bet he's laughing a lot.
Yeah, randomizers are always scary, especially at, a live event.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, but there's no guarantee, but usually you can. So, this has been Ocarina of Time Randomizer. Hope this didn't put anyone off of it. It really is fun. Yeah.
It's all good. Don't stress too much about it. It was a good showing.
Yeah. Yeah, I did most of the game, so you saw 100% of the game. So you got the most Ocarina you could have asked for. So yeah, I will let the hook and cane pull me off the stage, and
the relay, which is always, it's got a lot going on. But thank you for the run and for being on the marathon.
well, thank you for having me and taking a chance on what ended up being this.
Don't worry about it. Alright, we're gonna go set that up, and you have a good one, Zemu, and everyone hang tight.
All right.